Hey folks, Kheldul here. I wanted to show some of the stuff with deterrence on the PTR. So first we're going to look at how we might use it in a PvE context. Generally, PvE you're going to be using either post-haste if you've got a need for a speed move buff, or just reducing the cooldown of deterrence. Of course, it also reduces your disengage by another 10 seconds, which on PTR it's already quite low. It's 20 seconds minus 10. In any case, so the big difference with deterrence on the PTR in 5.4 is that we've got a charge. So there's level 2 here. With this ability, our deterrence has a 2-minute cooldown. In live, it's got a 1-minute cooldown with this ability. But it has 2 charges. So you think, okay, well, 2 charges, 2-minute cooldown instead of essentially 1 charge, 1-minute cooldown. Well, in live, if you got a 1-minute cooldown, it's very straightforward. It's just every minute you can use it. And if you don't use it in that 1 minute, well, you're not really getting any extra time banked. You know, you're not rolling over your minutes or anything like that. It's 1 minute. On the PTR, the charge ability, which is new for hunters, comes into play. And charges in general are really, I think they're a great way of handling things. But the way I've experienced them before, it's usually with things that have a very short cooldown, not something that has a long cooldown. So here you really notice what how charges work because of the long cooldown. So what we're going to do is, I'll pop this, and then we'll wait a minute. So let me just pop it. So now we're at 1 cooldown instead of 2, or 1 charge instead of 2, and it says charging 2 minutes. So eventually that'll get down to 1 minute, and then it'll count down the seconds. Okay. But it's a 2-minute recharge, so we have to wait 2 minutes in order to get that charge back. Well, the little catch here is that if we used both charges right away, we'd have to wait for the first charge to be fully charged, and then the second charge starts charging up. Okay, so that's a very important distinction here. So we popped it, we're going to be able to pop it again, and so that'll be, we pop it another minute, and then we'll be able to pop it another minute. Well, the trick here is that because of the way charges work, and the next charge doesn't start charging until the first one's done, there's a little problem. So anyway, we're down, we've got 1 charge, and the other one is only at 50 seconds left. So I'm going to use this, just get rid of that. So we have 0 charges, but we only have to wait 42 seconds for that first charge to come back. Great. So we used 1 charge, a little over a minute later we used another charge, and then a little less than a minute we can use another charge. Great. So that's 1, so 1, then 1, another one a minute later, another one a minute later. Well, that's where it falls apart because of the way the charges work. So we will not be able to use another one after we use this for not 1 minute, but 2 minutes. So here we go. We're going to get that charge back, which was the first charge we lost, and now we've got 2 minutes before we get another charge. So if we're using it on cooldown like every minute, great. First one, second one, third one, yep, we get them every minute. But the fourth one, we have to wait 2 minutes. So we skip. Well, it's not really skip, because we have 0 charges, and this one only started charging now. And then when this is done charging, 2 minutes later, we'll have to wait another full 2 minutes. And so instead of our cooldown being 1 minute in live, it's, well, essentially, over the long haul, 2 minutes. Okay, and that's with this ability that reduces the cooldown by 60 seconds. Now, you know, again, I really like the idea of charges, but they don't work how you'd expect. You would really like for charges to be charging up both any charge that you use. So if you use 2 charges right off the bat, you would kind of hope that, well, yeah, in 2 minutes you'll get one, and then you know, a couple seconds later you'll get the second one that you used a couple seconds after the first one you used. That's not the case at all with charges, and it's really not noticeable for you know, like monk rolls, because that's like a 6 or 8 second cooldown, so you just never really notice it. You know, those things charge real fast, and it's nice. But here we will notice it in PvE. For PvE boss fights, quite often you're going to want to be able to deter things, you know, every minute, or at least on some sort of regular basis. You're going to want to have that ability back, and for it to be taking 2 minutes, or if you wanted to get the speed boost ability, it's going to be taking 3 minutes. Now you notice this came back immediately when I flicked that. It's almost like switching specs. If I switch it back, it will still be, yeah. See, it's charging again. Anyway, a 3-minute cooldown on Deterrence. Yeah, you can use it twice very early, and so maybe that's good for PvP. Although I would think narrow escape would probably be better in a lot of cases. But a 3-minute charge, that's going to be pretty difficult to swallow in PvE. I wouldn't say it's not something that you want to put on your bar, but you might not need a keybind for it as much as you do now. So anyway, that's the news on the current implementation of Deterrence on the PTR. This is why I do think that Deterrence got a nerf. You know, a full minute outside of the first 3 minutes, essentially, is a problem. Or, you know, realistically, you could sit around for 2 minutes and get those charges back and fully, and then you again be able to use them 3 times every minute, and then again have to wait around. So there are drawbacks to the current implementation, and it'd be great if Deterrence had a slightly faster cooldown, or I don't know, if it didn't have charges and it was just the current implementation. You know, this is certainly not a substitute for readiness, where you can, in live, it's a 1-minute cooldown, and you can hit it, and then in theory you can readiness and then hit it again, and then a minute later you can hit it again and hit it again, so on. So there you go. My opinion is Deterrence is nerfed in 5.4, and that's going to have some effects in PvE as well as PvP. So there you go. Take care and have a happy hunting.